It's the same things that are driving a lot of the fun technological improvements in our lives, and it starts with miniaturization. A lot of people have smartphones, and that's just kind of the concrete evidence that we can put a really powerful computer in a very light package.
So they're building tiny little satellites?
Well, the same principles apply. What used to be maybe a 500-pound, a 1-ton satellite is now maybe 100 pounds. Maybe it's 5 pounds for CubeSats that weigh just a few kilograms. And as people are seeing what these small satellites can do, they're getting ideas about what they can do in orbit. The big obstacle for doing any kind of business in orbit above Earth is getting stuff up there. It costs tens of thousands of dollars per pound. Mm-hmm. But now the satellites are getting small enough and new space companies are promising low enough launch costs that Silicon Valley investors are throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at satellite businesses that people would have thought were crazy a decade ago.
Wow. So who are the major players here?
So on the rocket side, you have a company called Vector Space, you have another called Firefly, you have a company called Rocket Labs, and you also have Richard Branson, the UK billionaire, whose company Virgin Galactic is also developing a rocket that fires from a plane that will launch small satellites into space.
I thought you were just in the tourism business.
You know, the tourism business is not going so well. They're having a hard time getting that rocket off the ground. And really, they're looking at this new surge of small satellites and saying, oh, well, this is something that we can do and make a buck on.
How big a rocket is a small rocket?
So the Vector Space rocket or the Virgin Galactic rocket, those are going to be 40 feet, 60 feet long, which is pretty big. I mean, but when you think about a SpaceX rocket is 14 stories tall, or the new SLS rocket that NASA is building to send people to the moon is even bigger than that, these are small for rockets.